You're listening to the Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
We're back.
And hot.
We're back.
And
We're back, baby. We're not gone. We're back.
And you can't teach that.
No, and I just ate a kind bar for all you people out there to stay awake, to get some energy, to broadcast tonight. I'm excited.
It's a nap.
You know what it is, Big Dick, when I hear that special little riff, that special little tune, I come alive. You know what today's theme is for tonight's Raw Reaction on September 19th? Tonight's theme is Don't Mess with New Jersey. Plain and simple.
That's a good theme, considering all of the tasteless events going on the last day or two. You know what? I'm going to go on top of that. One more thing. Don't mess with DJT. Because he is a good person.
Who's DJT? Donald J. Trump?
Yep. Donald J.
Our next president.
What's that?
Our next president.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's, I was actually a little scared. I heard the news this morning about all these bombings going on, and I listened to him speak. Oh my God, what an orator. I mean, he makes me feel secure. He gives me a warm, tingly, semi-feeling.
This won't be happening when DJT's in. We know this.
But immediately stop all terrorism, all evil. The world will just be a better place.
Well, you know what? Don't eat at American First Chicken in Elizabeth. Never frequent that place. Just a little FYI. But I will say,
I heard that the health department reviews and Yelp reviews are absolutely through the roof negative. So,
yeah, read the Yelp reviews on First American Chicken.
They speak for themselves. So.
Well, you know, I think the world's going to end, and the world clearly was going to end when on Raw tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I never thought it would happen anytime soon, but Seth Rollins makes the save for Roman Reigns tonight. How about that?
I think tonight was really, so we've seen it over the last couple, I guess the last month, and today almost seemed like a turning point. The turning of Seth Rollins from heel to face.
Yeah, I mean, he went full-fledged face tonight. I kind of thought, I saw the preview for Raw tonight, and I saw they announced that Seth was going to take on Rusev tonight, and I was like, okay, they're going all the way with this face thing now, clearly. Because when you face Rusev, you're getting cheered. I mean, that's just the way it goes, right? So, I kind of knew that was going to be the case tonight when they hooked it up out there. And,
yeah. And, I mean, there was a solid match there. Didn't get a conclusion, but I think it gave both wrestlers a good spotlight and showed them, hey, you know what? It's like they're ready to put it all on the line, and there's a good dislike for each other. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess what they did is they just switched partners tonight, or opponents tonight. They put Rusev against Rollins, and then Owens versus Reigns because they had unfinished business. And I was kind of pumped for that. I was pumped to see those two go at it. And they went in a steel cage tonight. But, you know, I wasn't overly surprised that the Rusev Rollins match wound up being just a double count out. Because the placement on the show, they were like a half an hour in, and then, Rollins really got the better of Rusev, kind of humiliating him at the end on the ramp. But in the main event, what surprised me was Roman Reigns basically cleanly beat the world champion. I mean, let's just call it a spade, even though it was via escape. He outsmarted and defeated the champion, Kevin Owens. I mean, there's no other way to put it, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it was definitely a solid match. I think, you know what, to be honest with you, I think it's what he needed. He didn't really he got sort of screwed over last week by Rusev, so I didn't get it. He's getting his rematch, or he's getting his match against Rusev for the United States Championship, which is sort of, I saw this coming, like leading up to it through the pay-per-view. I don't think Rusev wrestled last pay-per-view, but this one you can definitely see they're trying to finish up that feud. I thought for a while there we had Reigns as a solid WWE face with Rusev, but then he was out for I guess about a month or so with injury, and he sort of went back to being the lovable heel everybody over the age of 12.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wonder how the fans are going to react to those two helping each other, that being Reigns and Rollins. I mean, I think the fans will appreciate Reigns, in a Shield type capacity. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do here. Was that just a reason for, see, Rollins really at the moment, he knows he's got his match with Owens. He's opportunistic, so he really had no reason to run out there. And, he basically got the better of Rusev tonight. So he clearly went out there with the agenda to save Roman Reigns. I was really surprised by that. I'm really interested in where the storyline's going to go.
Yeah, that ought to be interesting. I'm not sure where it could go. I think Owens retains at the pay-per-view.
I do as well.
Because I don't think anybody's going to have as short or pathetic of a reign as Finn Balor with the Universal Championship.
Roman Reigns will get the U.S. title, though. I'm pretty sure of that.
You know what? I got to agree with it. Thing is, I thought I'd like to see this feud. I'd like to see the chase last a little bit longer. I'd like to see Rusev, because they didn't really have a match at SummerSlam. It was a loaded card, so it wasn't really needed. If you were saying that, hey, it's like you could sort of get around having that match or get around having a clean match. They sort of gave us the double disqualification, or not even start the match, sort of made Reigns look like a badass. But I'd like to see this chase last a little bit longer, sort of see him build up to it. Yeah, maybe the next pay-per-view, even if it's getting close to SummerSlam there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think the only reason they're putting on the title on Reigns is to keep him out of the world title picture. And I think that's what that's about. Just to keep him busy,
Yeah, and to be honest with you, you know what? I couldn't even see Reigns Championship and Rusev going after the title, WWE Championship.
Yeah, he could. What else? What else did we have tonight? How about the cruiserweights, buddy?
It was a good match. I was a little surprised to see Kendrick in it. I know he's the most familiar person. I thought they were going to try to give it to somebody a little bit younger to win. And I guess they have a championship match coming up at the next pay-per-view.
I thought the match was kind of a cluster F, but it's still very entertaining. Very excited to see the Brian Kendrick comes out to his old theme music and wins the match. I also thought it was unexpected. When they introduced I watched some of the cruiserweight tournament. I was pretty sure they were going to let Cedric Alexander win, the way that they were building up, and I thought the two promos beforehand were kind of being utilized to just throw us off. But I thought to myself, like, this is bullcrap. They should let Brian Kendrick win. He's the man. He deserves a shot. And then he won. I was really surprised by that. So it was very cool. He seemed pretty pumped up about it. This is his last shot. I loved his promo about, they let me go in 2009 and no one believed in me, not even myself, and they cut it off and just kind of, he was in the ring. I thought it was cool. I'm a fan.
I think it was I definitely think it was a good promo. I think it was a good setup and everything, good angle with him. And I'm looking forward to this match. Pay-per-view.
You know what's funny? I saw, if you watch the WWE Network, there was a 6-pack challenge that was like a gauntlet, like a King of the Mountain, where you could switch the title, but the only champion that counts is the one that is the last fall when the timer stops, and you could be the world champion during the match, but you're not officially champion unless you end with the title. And during that match, Brian Kendrick actually was WWE champion, believe it or not. He was in a 6-pack match where for like 2 minutes he had the belt. How cool is that? But it doesn't count because he didn't end with the belt.
Wow.
That's absolutely true. Kev, do you remember that?
I do not. I do not recall.
Yeah, that definitely did happen, and it was awesome. Triple H wound up pedigreeing him and getting the title back off him during the match, but he did briefly have it. But the way they spoke the rules of the match was the title reign only counts if you end with the belt. So, but they showed the little things across the screen, like it said the Brian Hendricks, the new WWE champion. It was like, whoa, it was when he first came back with Ezekiel Jackson as his manager. It was at one of the pay-per-views. Very cool moment. I might be able to even Google it and send it to you. Let me see. But it was a very cool moment. But I'm glad to see he's back. I'm glad to see all that. To be honest with you.
Yeah. What are you going to get from the WWE Cruiserweight? Are we going to get one match a week between two guys and one match pay-per-view, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, I think we'll get one match a week.
Okay, so we probably have another 3 or 4 wrestlers coming in.
Yep.
Well, some tag team matches. It'll sort of be like the women's division.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting too. I found this is a highlight with music, but I'll send it to you where Kendrick wins the belt. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, how about Chris Jericho having to fight Sami Zayn again? What's up with that?
You know what? I think it's good. I think it's good use for him. I think they'll put on a really good match. I mean, this could be Dark Horse as a match in a pay per view. Ultimately, I think Owens and Rollins will win it. I hope, the love of God, that Seth Rollins doesn't injure Kevin Owens, because he's racked up a bunch of injuries over the last year or so. And I mean, whether they're fair or not, I mean, I get WWE's high risk. I mean, he's a couple big names on the shelf. If you do it, and I think that you suddenly become almost like something that you don't want to do. I mean, at some point you get the reputation of being a dangerous wrestler.
Oh no.
I'd be pissed off if he injured Kevin Owens.
Well, we'll see. How about the women's division? That was heating up tonight.
You know what? I feel bad for what the hell's her name?
Anna Brooke?
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
Why?
She is a sexy lady. She's sexy thick. She's
for sure
good. She reminds me of very tight-ass body. It's a very, very attractive, very thick, nice rack. You put her next to Dana Brooke, oh my God, she gets killed in comparison. Or not Dana, you put her next to Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte blows her away. Charlotte's freaking beautiful.
I think they're both good, to be honest with you. Well, let me ask you this. How about, speaking of women, we'll go back to the women's match, but how about CM Punk, buddy? Did you watch that?
I did not. Apparently,
poor Punk.
I'm glad I didn't spend the money on paper. It didn't
Punk.
Stall that long.
Punk got beat, man, and he got beat bad. And let me tell you something. When he was coming out, and he came out to Cult of Personality, I was positive he was going to kill this guy. I'm like, oh yeah, man. Yeah, he's got the music, the crowd's pumped up. And then I realized when he was about to get rear naked choked, like he's not going to be able to tell that guy to get off him. It's like, you got to fight. No one's going to just get off you.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, and again, the thing that was disheartening about it wasn't like when Brock Lesnar first came in, he lost his first match in UFC, but this was sort of a disheartening loss.
He should have hulked up.
What's that?
Should have hulked up.
He should have put the pipe on. Well, actually, in the light of this weekend, he probably shouldn't have. But yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. You unfortunately, being great on the mic, it can't get you through a UFC fight. It can do like Conor McGregor and entertain the hell out of people leading up to it. But no matter how much you talk and how good you are or how comfortable you are on the mic, you need to put up or shut up. And ultimately, I think that's why UFC fighters like Brock Lesnar, they do good in the sport. And I think CM Punk, he was sort of coasting on his reputation. I mean, he got a big money deal, hadn't really done anything. didn't have a wrestling background or really a taekwondo background or anything like that. And he just was like, hey, you know what? I've been champion WWE. I've made $1 million probably in the bank. He had his little attainable piece of AJ Lee ass. So he decided to go for it. I mean, more power to him for going and trying.
More power to him.
And not having to rely on Vince McMahon. I mean, he could always go back, but I think not right now. After
yeah, I think he's got a lot of guts for trying, for sure.
I'll give him credit. I don't know. I think that his best option is to go back to WWE. But WWE need him at this point.
What about Killer Kev?
I don't know. I think Killer Kev and him would make a good matchup there. I think Killer Kev has he has a killer instinct, kill on the mic, and just a solid individual around. But CM Punk, I don't know. Maybe it's the tattoos or the straight edge society. I think they might win out over here, Kev.
Me too. I think they win out. Sorry, Kev.
I think Kev last longer than CM Punk in his debut match there.
I think Kev kind of is like CM Punk in his own way. He's kind of a rebel without a cause, you know?
I can see that. I can definitely see that. He seems like a bit of a lone wolf, Baron Corbin. Speaking of which, I don't even know which show him and like Apollo Crews are on.
They must both be on SmackDown if we don't know who they are.
No, you know what? I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, really? No, Corbin's definitely on SmackDown.
Okay, well then Crews is too, because I think that was the last pay-per-view.
Crews.
Apollo Crews from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
I like it. Yeah, but back to the match. Bayley and Sasha Banks will both get a title shot thanks to Mick Foley booking it. Dana Brooke was blamed for it, but Dana Brooke did what a difference maker in the tag team match and helped her win it. That was cool.
That was good to see, and I'm sure it's going to have some outside interference somehow in this match and at the pay going up, and will play a large part there in deciding the winner.
The tag team title thing was a total schmoz. I don't even know what to say about that.
You know what? It was literally just, hey, you know what? We got everybody in the ring, and we got our title matchup. We got our other matchup for probably a pre-show with Epico and Primo, who actually they've been surprisingly they've beaten that tag team. The new what's the Big Cass and
Enzo
Amore. They beat him, or they beat. I think it was the past 2 weeks. They beat him clean. Well, as clean as you can get from sort of a heel tag team, or a bit of a heel tag team. But I mean, they were for the most part pretty clean. So give them credit there. I don't really know how those works place, but I think this match unfortunately is destined for the pre-show. Whereas
Mick Foley's very annoying, by the way.
What's that?
Mick Foley, very annoying.
Yeah, no, definitely annoying. One thing I didn't like was the announcers. They were talking about right when we were sort of in that like 20-minute clusterfuck of everybody showing up and making our case or making a joke or running on their possible opponents. You know,
What
like,
bonus?
What's that?
What bonus?
Opponents when they were
Oh,
running on their opponents. I didn't like the announcers saying something about Anderson and Gallows coming out, and they're like, oh, they're not trying to be entertaining. They're not trying to entertain the crowd or play to the crowd or whatever. They're serious. They're all about business. This team that for like the last month had dressed up as like doctors and
yeah, they've been doing anything but keeping focus. Are you kidding me?
yeah, it's like this is like maybe the second week that they've been pretty much straight up focused on winning, and now all of a sudden they're like the most focused, no nonsense tag team out there. Which, by the way, I actually like the addition of the black and yellow gloves, the AJ Styles-esque gloves. However, I don't think they're gonna go over quite as well as AJ Styles did with the gloves.
The Shining Stars are selling timeshares.
I know. I'm actually, I have a timeshare presentation to go to. I got a free trip to Puerto Rico and a free bottle of tequila.
You can't beat that. It's a Shining Star.
I've been to one of those. I went to a timeshare presentation back. I was in. How was it? I was in Cancun a couple years ago, and I forget what the incentive was, but I was there for like 5 days, and it was like an hour presentation, and I thought you got like something pretty good. And I get done, and I go there, and I'm literally like paranoid because I've heard these guys are like run fucking scams and stuff, and they're like really aggressive with it. So like I go to this thing, and like I'm sitting there in this room, and it's like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, everybody's having like, everybody's sitting at a table having like champagne and mimosas and stuff, and I'm like, no, I'll just have a glass of water. I'm sitting there, I was probably the biggest asshole to these people. Like I didn't even smile. I didn't know how much I liked the resort. And at the end of it, I get a fucking generic bottle of tequila that they basically had. They basically put these bottles of tequila in everybody's rooms as like room service would put them in. And they're like, oh yeah, here's your bottle of tequila. Thanks for the tour. But it was pretty entertaining to watch people do it and sign up for it. And they have like a big ovation for people as they sign up for this timeshare.
Well, maybe that's the new scam, man. Going back to the 80s. Everybody's going to fall for it.
Well, shit, I don't think anybody stopped falling for it because, I mean, this was alive and well, and I'm literally looking around the room, and I'm like, I don't think I'm the smartest person in this room. I mean, maybe it would help, like, there are a lot of married couples there, dating couples, so you know what, that probably helped, or maybe have a couple drinks, that probably helped a little bit. I was sort of like, biggest takes from them. I'm like, yeah, I don't really like resorts at all. Like, I don't really like warm weather. Like, I was just such an asshole to these guys. Just waiting for the thing and they're probably like, why the fuck does even do it? And you know what? It was a crappy bottle of tequila. Just kind of big. And then I got like 20 more of them off the waitress cards because they basically just were filling in every day.
Interesting.
It was quite the experience, but I figured I'd fill you guys in. I have a feeling Primo and Epico, their presentation will be much more engaging.
Yeah, they're not going to win that match. Let me tell you that. I can tell you that right now.
Picked up the wins, not leading up to it. I think they're both clean. Maybe one of them was clean, while one wasn't. But a little surprised that they're in this match. But you know what? I guess they got to build. They sort of got to build the tag team division on Raw. It's not really a strength.
I would agree. I do think though Gallows and Anderson will walk out with the belts.
I'd agree with that.
I think they're being forced on us. Period.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they should have taken them off. The New Day, like I've said before, the New Day, they're over, and they've been over for the last 6 months to a year. People love them. They don't need the straps to be loved. Let it enhance a team like Gallows and Anderson. And I thought they should have done this before, back when they were with AJ Styles, just because Styles didn't have a belt. He was, Enzo and Cass. Styles never had a belt, so I thought that would give some luster to that the club.
The club,
which I don't know. I think that was sort of that was such a failed. I mean, as great as Styles been, that was such a failed little lead up. You know what? I fucking with what the hell was it? What was the club called?
The what?
What was the name of the club in Japan?
Oh, the Bull Club.
Yeah, I mean, just pay the money and have them do that. And I don't know if their plan was to maybe team them up with Finn Balor or something and call it the Valor Club. But I don't know. Them as a tag team, it just doesn't do it. I mean, aren't great on the mic, and I feel like they're trying to recreate something that, I mean, they were good in Japan. I mean, Carl Anderson's awesome. Gallo, so give him all the credit in the world, but it's just not engaging. I mean, I feel like WWE over the last like year or so, it's like, okay, you're in like our development pipeline somewhere, like you have some amount of wrestling skills. Okay, now let's see what you really got. Grow facial hair and come up with some sort of facial hair that you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, every fucking wrestler now, they're sporting the beards or like the Braun Strowman type scruffy beard or Sheamus, or I don't know. I mean, I feel like every wrestler has beards now.
Everyone?
Just about. Bo Dallas was clean shaven, but Bo Dallas, he's a little,
fighting the jobbers.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. I want to see a wrestler come out from like the independents or whatever, and have them call him Jobber X.
They were cheering. They were going, "Let's go, Jobber!" Did you hear that?
Yeah, they that's what they do for all of the matches, though, because they've just started reinventing the squash matches, and unfortunately, with the crowds today in WWE, they want to just hijack the show, and you give them a match like this, and they're just going to jump all over. I mean, the only way to end it is to basically have the matches end like Goldberg style in like 5 seconds before they can even get a chance. But I don't know. I mean, and then the Braun Strowman, again, perfect. Crappy haircut, crappy look. Walks out of the ring like he sort of shit in his pants. And, did you know it?
It did kind of look like that, didn't it?
It did. He was definitely marching out there. I'm like, wow.
Like he had a load of shit in his pants.
He may have shit his pants backstage. I don't know, but
well,
yeah. And I mean, this match basically, yeah. I mean, it was pretty close to Sin Cara is pretty much an enhancement talent now.
Remember how big of a deal he was even though he was someone else, but how big of a deal he was going to be?
Yeah. I mean, people had him built up to be a fucking superstar.
Not quite.
Lighting trampolines and 2 botches a night. And they don't do well.
Well, Strowman is obviously getting a push, of epic proportion, but they're gonna probably have him take on Kalisto, right? And Kalisto's gonna get beaten down within an inch of his life, and then all of a sudden, this man is gonna come down the aisle.
This is New York Bakery, Texas
no.
Invented by
Of course, it's a commercial.
And he's our grandpa. He's not my grandpa.
This man comes down the aisle.
We are back with episode 4 of the Snake Pit. I'm here with the Garber Snake, Jordan Garber. And Jordan, this is a big day. Facebook just reminded me that it's 2 years ago today the Garber Snake was born.
It was indeed a Club St. D when Jordan got really loaded and decided to have 15 shots after he interviewed Chris Hero. And since that day, the Garber Snake era has begun.
You've been a legend ever since. You're now changing lives here with your weekly podcast. How does it feel to be a YouTube sensation?
You know, it feels great just to make people, when people have bad days, it's good to have them watch that 8 minutes of entertainment so they kind of forget everything about life.
The Garber Snake.
I like it. I like the Garber Snake. I could see him giving Braun Strowman a run for his money.
I wish we were with him that night. He had 15 shots and interviewed Chris Hero.
You know what? I'm sort of glad we weren't. I don't know if I could process all the entertainment that would have been.
No.
And
right.
I also do not believe the fact that he could actually consume 15 shots in one sitting, let alone 5.
The Garber Snake?
Dude, the Garber Snake is a thing of magic. I'd love to see him come back and bring the Garber Snake onto WWE Network, or have him. I mean, he could be like the Snake Pit, only a little bit different.
I love the Garber Snake. I think WWE should have the Garber Snake challenge for the title.
Bad idea. Not a bad idea. I just don't know. I don't award the title to, what's his name? To Braun Strowman. I mean, he's been dominant.
This guy can take him.
The Gardner Snake, I think he might be able to. But also, that guy, he's an enigma. He's a charismatic enigma.
Well, that was really the whole show, right? I mean, am I missing anything?
Not really. It was sort of a mail at home show. They put a couple matches in. I mean, I think we all realized that so I think they've sort of given up a lot of. I think they sort of. It was definitely a mail-in show. Do we talk? One thing we didn't talk about, and I was completely shocked by this, is what's his name? Cesaro versus the little bit stupid-looking Sheamus. He's cleaned up a little bit, but he's also managed to lose 3 straight matches. And I'm assuming the championship is going to be at the pay-per-view, which it's been pretty entertaining, a little set here. And again, I don't know, they're talking about some sort of a championship match. I don't know if that's the WWE championship or if it's the some sort of a lesser champion.
Why did they just have one match though?
What's that?
Why do they have 7 matches?
Because they needed something to do for these guys for the next month and a half or 2 months when they started looking at it.
They threw them together and said, okay, here you go.
Pretty much.
You know?
I mean, I think if they were both worked as sort of heels and faces, so I think they had enough interaction leading up to it to get it. He's heartless and she's just agreed to him.
I hear you.
But I don't know. I mean, this pay-per-view this Sunday, it'll be okay, but I don't know. It depends on Sunday Night Football each week to see if they're going to win my. Any other thoughts on the pay-per-view or predictions or?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm just excited to see it, but I'm just more of a wait and see approach here.
Yeah, you know what, and that's sort of what I've said. Whenever I have low expectations for pay-per-view, they usually turn into something good. I mean, I can definitely see the Owens-Rollins matchup being great, assuming nobody gets hurt, and I can care less who wins. I can see that being great. Rusev means I can see it being serviceable. 12 up to 15 minutes. Sami Zayn, Jericho, I can see being a great match. Cesaro and I just being a very good match again. Maybe they might even, if they're need a little bit more time, maybe make it a best out of pinfall match.
Yeah.
Spice things up and give it a little bit more time. And then you have the team championship, you have the women's 3-way match. I don't know. It should be a serviceable pay-per-view.
I'm excited. I think it'll be a good show.
Yeah. So I feel like that's all WWE wants to do now is build up towards show for title changes and stuff like that.
Right.
Notwithstanding KO winning the championship a week or two, or a couple weeks back.
Well, I'll certainly be watching, and so will you. That pretty much wraps up for this week, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
Well, I'm sorry, say again?
That pretty much wraps us up for this week, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. I don't know if Killer Kev has anything.
Yeah. Do you have any plugs for us, Kev? Any of your awesome shows? I know I've been looking for a SmackDown extraordinaire to live show following SmackDown Live.
Well, this week it's going to be recorded on Wednesday.
Really?
So we'll have it up Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening.
Interesting. So it's quite a lot. I see.
Wednesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh, okay. I was checking. Just wondering. Who's on the world's greatest show?
For 2 years. You can't get that right.
It's better to shut up.
For 2 years, you cannot get the name of that show right. The Undisputed Wrestling Show.
I love those guys.
The mysterious Movado will be joining us tomorrow night.
Movado? I have a Movado watch. I really do.
So see, you're paying royalties to this guy. He invented it, obviously.
Movado.
Next week, though, we're going to have independent wrestler Caleb Stills in the second hour, and in the first hour, WWE superstar Kevin Thorne.
Really? That's awesome. I like that. Kev, are you tongue-tied?
I have nothing else to add. I thought you were going to go from there.
No, not really. I don't have much to say more. I mean, I do know who we're having on in 2 weeks. I don't know if you guys knew. We have deep roots at the Undisputed Wrestling Show. Throughout the country. We try and get the top talent that that you love, and this is a man who will be on the Undisputed Wrestling Show in 2 weeks. One of our favorites.
Welcome to the IPW, the gorgeous JR. JR, welcome. That's right, Mr. Lee. The gorgeous one is here after many weeks of contract negotiations. The JR and the IPW have finally got it together. 235 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. The men's fright and the women's delight. The toast of the coast with the utmost. And so fine. So very fine.
That should be a real treat for everybody who watches. So more to come. More to come.
All right. When are you going to get Buddy Lee Parker?
Didn't you guys have him?
No, we actually haven't.
Why not?
We don't have those kind of connections.
Actually, I don't know who this guy is. There's a guy who I've never seen before here. This guy, Honeydew Wilkins on YouTube, just posted literally complete IPW tapes, like the whole matches, everything, and those weren't up for a very long time. I don't know where he got a hold of these, but he put all the tapes up, and I don't even know who this guy is. Who is this guy? Let's see this guy. Never seen him before in my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newcomer to the IPW, the New York Nightmare.
You know, Buddy Lee, I came all the way from Buffalo, New York to join the IPW for one reason and one reason only. They sure wasn't big daisies. I came down here to hurt, to maim, to hospitalize as many guys as I can. So all you guys better think twice before you get in the ring with me, because I'm your worst nightmare.
Whoa, the New York Maniac. And why is everybody there for one reason and one reason only? You guys ever notice that? All these IPW guys. Anyway, that's all we got for this week. Good stuff, guys. We appreciate it. Kev, Big Dick, much love to everybody. We'll see you all next week. Kev, take us home, homeboy.
It's been a pleasure. Killer Kev, hit the music, brother.
Thank you, sir.